Hi Aries, welcome to your, I was going to say January, but it's February, 2018 monthly readings. So I'm going to do this a little bit different, break up the energies, just because astrologically there's a lot going on with my chart. So I like to break things up a little bit energy-wise. And I do deal with energy, so whatever comes through, it'll be what I try my best to interpret for you guys. Hopefully my fabulous Aries are doing all right. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands. I do believe we're out of Sag Mercury time, but that is a Sag Mercury card. So for you guys, it seems like things are going to be happening quite quickly. You're going to be getting information quickly too. So this is like, you may have different family members, your children, husband, schools calling, like everything happening at once is kind of what I'm getting. Like things might pop up. Also a lot of overtime I'm seeing for some of you guys. So we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Emperor, which is your energy, the Eight of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, it seems like Aries, I'm not sure if you guys are saving up for something. There's some sort of goal that you have. What the cards are saying that you need to work on. Oh, we have the Two of Cups underneath. So for some of you, you may be dealing with a Libra. A Libra, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or even a Leo. Oh, and you have the Knight of Cups, and you have the Ace of Swords. So it seems like Aries, okay, there is one issue here coming up with communication. Somebody feels like, this could either be you or somebody you're dealing with, feels like there's control issues happening. It is saying that it'll be worked through, because what I'm getting energy-wise is that if you have a partner, they want you to be more emotionally available. So that means like more I love yous, and this could even be with your children. More sensitive to their emotional needs is what I'm getting. All right, because the Emperor here is going to benefit you in quite a few areas, but the area it's going to harm you in is emotional connections with people. Okay, so it's saying that at some point you have to be a little more emotionally open with your partner. So this could even be like writing love letters or poems to your partner. It's talking about opening up the heart. That may require some work for some of you guys. Because we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. Like, so some of you are like sitting back observing, like, do I want to, do I not want to? Okay, because there could be some sort of like, for you singles, it would be due to like past relationships that you may be holding on to here. And you really got to work to cut through that and start over again. Okay, so like when you meet new people, you can't treat them like the old people or assume that things are going to be the same way, right? Some of you are going to get fast communication. Some of you, well, there's a truth that's going to come to light. Either you, Aries, are going to bring it to light, or somebody around you is. Those of you with husbands, this seems like they're working really hard. I don't feel like if you have husbands, there's any issues. If there was, it would maybe be what I said prior. You have to watch control issues here. Really work on control issues. I mean, every sign goes through that. Scorpios, Leos, even Aquarians are pretty. Sagittarius can be control freaks too at times. Virgos, like I mean, in some aspect, all parts of the zodiac signs suffer the same in the same area in that manner. Just it may come out in different ways, in different areas that they could be controlling in. Uh, but what it's saying here is that like someone's very controlled with their emotions, okay? But there's also a sense here if somebody's like um, not really listening to the needs of others, all right? There's boundaries that need to be established here, or somebody's crossing that is coming through. Like it's a general reading, so I can't, you're going to have to fit that into where it applies in your life. It could even be at work. You have people crossing boundaries, but it is saying to stand your ground in the sense like uh, don't instigate. Okay, so that means like if somebody starts something communication wise, because there is a chance here, don't start communicating back with them in a harsh manner. Okay, that is saying for some of you guys, if you're tired from work, you could be communicating in a harsh manner, and there's words that may not be able to be taken back. Okay, and then others of you that have a husband figure, he's working really hard to cut through some things, some clarity. Like he's going to be very emotionally open, very romantic even. So is this talking like if you live in uh, states or countries that there's winter happening right now, maybe go on like a carriage ride or something like that, something really romantic. Um, well, you guys, you have the Hierophant here and the Queen of Wands. Okay, so there's tradition and values here. Uh, there could be a few, I'm getting a few different messages here. Okay, for one, there could be an issue of maybe you're not the most, okay, maybe you're creating your tradition in a different manner. So this can mean like, uh, how can I word it properly? It could be like what you're pursuing for a foundation. Others may see as, well, for some, they might see it as risky. For someone, you do have like support here, uh, and it's you need to get rid of your self-doubt. I am getting that when I looked at the Queen of Wands here. Like you have the Ten of Wands, and it's like self-doubt I got from that for some reason. If you're a writer, you may receive like a lot of information really quickly at fast, like ideas even. But with the Hierophant here, this is tradition, morals, and values. But it doesn't have to be done when people see this card and they're all like, it's got to be done the old way. Okay, the Hierophant, you can create tradition, morals, and values. It doesn't have to be done the traditional way. It's just a card of tradition, morals, and values. Some people have arranged marriages and it works out for them, and then some people like date a person for years and then get married. Like some people see one as traditional and then others see the other being traditional. Okay, so like an arranged marriage can seem odd to people that to them tradition would be dating a person and then marrying them, and to a person who does arranged marriage, okay, because keep our minds open here. To them, it would be odd to see a person date for years and then get married. Okay, so what works for one doesn't necessarily work for another, if that makes sense with this card. Okay, some people even have children out of wedlock, okay, or It could be a same-sex marriage or partnership. That's traditional too. It's just because people wouldn't see it as tradition due to it being same sex. But at the end of the day, they're human like we are, and they will build a life just like any other couple would. All right, like they'll get a house together, they'll do all the traditional stuff. To the outside world, it may not seem traditional, but they are a traditional couple. So just keep that in mind when you see this card pop up. Okay, so like your traditions, morals, I'm getting more so your morals, values may change a little bit, or may need to fluctuate a little bit in order to break the barriers of what's blocking you here with the Ten of Wands. You do have to take some sort of action. This could be a person around you, but I feel like it's you guys. So if you're male, this is like with the Queen of Wands, what it's saying is, okay, I feel like if you're male, you have tunnel vision, which means like you're focused on one thing, but you need to consider that one thing, the impact that it's going to have on your other areas in your life, right? Because the male-female brain works a little bit differently. A man's brain's done in compartments. So when he's thinking, he's basically thinking about that one thing, all right? So a woman, when she's thinking, she's troubleshooting everything at once. That's why women tend to suffer more from anxiety and stress related issues. If you are a woman, whatever you're burdened about, if you have a partner, you can discuss it with your partner, okay? You just have to be emotionally open about it. It is saying you need to watch your words. So it's like, okay, when you're approaching your partner, it's not saying, this is how we're going to do it. Okay, it's being emotionally open to the other person and asking them for suggestions and what do they think, and maybe compromising a little bit and considering what they have to say. I'm also getting, Aries, this is going to sound weird for somebody out there. You may have to make somebody feel like your idea is really their idea in order to get something done. So hilarious. I'm not sure why. Somebody may be too stubborn, so it's like you may want to do something, but you kind of might have to make the person think that it's their idea in order to get it done or in order to get it achieved. I don't know why that came through. It's not coming through in like a negative way. It's like maybe you want to go somewhere, but you have to like make the other person suggest it in order for you to go there, because if you do, they may not want to. No, I went through this with my sister years ago. Anytime I brought something up I wanted to do, she would be like, no. But like if I allowed her to suggest it, like she would totally want to do it. I would just have to kind of like be like, no, I don't really want to do it, but I wanted to do it in order to actually be able to do it. I don't know why. It was a weird phase that we went through years ago. It's just something like that happening here where the Hierophant is talking about okay, Aries, there is a sense here you may need to slow down. It's not saying like don't take action for you males and females. Definitely take action. Okay? But slow down a bit and ensure that you have the proper information. This is like not signing contracts and stuff like that. If you haven't read it or brought it to a lawyer, okay? Like you want to ensure that things are legit, okay? Because you could do something that you might not be able to undo here. So you just want to, it's like if you buy a car and it, like you might want to bring it to a mechanic just to double check it if it's a used car, you know what I mean? Like before you purchase it, because there could be some hidden things that you don't know about. But it's even like when you book a trip, you want to ensure you read everything, because there may be some things that left out or some extra costs that you may have to pay. It may imply that certain things are included, but they may be extras. So I'm also getting that. You seem to be burdened. Well, you got, okay, well, you have the Ace of Wands here, the Hermit, and then the Five of Wands, okay? And those of you that have been watching me for a while know how I feel about the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card that comes up, and people can get hurt, okay? It's not a light energy. It is an energy of people because it is wands. It's action oriented, okay? All right. It's almost like if you had a lighter and you lit a curtain, it would catch fire, right? Like it's not just gonna do nothing. Like the fire will actually, um, the curtains will catch fire and it'll burn the house down. That's what you get with the wands. It's not like you're just holding the lighter. It'll be something like you see here. It's like a match, right? So you want to ensure that you're stepping back because passions can get ahead of people here. I feel like for some Aries, there's something that you're refusing to see here. Okay, somebody. Oh, man, I don't even like that. I'm not one that really likes to deal with love, like love in the. Well, I mean, I do deal with love in the relationship sense, but generally speaking, I don't like to talk about three-party relationships. Okay, in some case here, there is a three-party relationship, but it's not okay. Don't panic. Don't panic here, people. It's not somebody that's in a firm foundation, all right? It's okay. This is a person who knows that they're in a three-party relationship. You know you're in a three-party relationship. This guy's not leaving. Okay, I hate to break it to you, and you've been dealing with him for a long time, like a couple of years. Like nothing's changed here, all right? Like he may be a good talker, but he's not leaving his foundation. Like, and it seems to me that he kind of likes the fact that you're chasing him. It's not even that he likes the fact that you're chasing him. It's like, or her, it goes vice versa. There's somebody here that likes to it's like you're filling their ego, all right? Because they're getting the best of both worlds. Like, and you're better than that, Aries. For others of you, okay, you do have to be careful. Like this could be at work. This could even be in your household. It could be children, okay? But somebody is going to get hurt, right? Somebody's doing some sort of action that is harming another person here. And it could be verbally, okay? But what I am seeing, okay, and this might, just because it's an Aries card doesn't mean it's you, okay? Again, multiple signs are controlling. Multiple signs. Even a Sagittarian can be controlling. I'm going to be honest here. I'm a Sag with the Sag Mercury. Well, I also have a Virgo rising. So. But there are areas in my life where I'm very controlling over in a different manner than an Aries would be. Or maybe similar because, like they are a fire sign. Like a Sag doesn't like people trying to get control over them. What's theirs, what they're doing and what they're achieving is their choice, right? When they get controlling, it gets control. Like they start to get controlling when people interfere with their life. They will get very territorial. Okay, a Leo gets very controlling when things aren't going their way or people aren't doing what they want them to do, or if a Leo's coming from their negative side, they can be quite spiteful. Right? Like there's some sort of thing here where you're in the middle of it, Aries. I hate to burst your bubble, but somehow you're in the middle of something happening here, okay? And You may be the voice of reason in some sort of scenario here. You definitely want to think before you speak. There is some sort of, I don't have the Seven of Swords here, but there's some sort of action being taken against somebody uh, that is harming the other person. So if you know you're in a third party relationship, okay, then in that manner, the action would be this person's just dragging you through the mud, okay, and like toying with your heart, okay, and they're taking, that's action being taken against you, that's harming you, okay, that's hurtful, that's going to prevent you from finding true love, okay, because it may seem like, you know, you might not find something or this person's the end all be all, but they're not, okay, you are the end all be all, like everybody's replaceable, like I'm hearing Beyonce now. If somebody doesn't want to treat you for the value that you are, you need to like can their ass, part of my language, but you know, an Aries is quite valuable. And if somebody doesn't want to see your value, well then bye-bye, okay? Because you guys are magical. Like you can create anything you want and you can manifest anything you want. You're gonna have to be compassionate in some sort of manner and like establish boundaries and put a stop to this harmful behavior wherever it's coming from. And for some of you, this is like negative self-talk, okay? Like, or it's like thinking that a past, okay, like your past relationships, things that have happened in the past are gonna occur again, okay? That's harming you. That's preventing the universe from bringing in this new emotional start, okay? It's gonna take a lot of work. You need to focus working on yourself here. With the Emperor, you do need to take control, though, okay? And there are aspects that you're gonna have to take control and move forward. And it is like with your emotions, you're gonna have to try to control those. So in the sense of like not shoving it down, okay? Because with the Ace of Swords here, this is communication. So it's either like any repressed feelings, emotions that you have, you want to write them out so it gets out of your system, or you want to communicate them with your partner, okay? To gain clarity. That'll gain clarity. Because if you're holding on to things, this is it's just going to cause physical harm to all parties, right? Like, you got some wisdom behind you, Aries. You do have protection. You have new starts coming in, new opportunities coming in. Somebody could even get married. Yeah, we have the Queen of Cups on top of the Emperor. Okay, so again, it is like I was saying, she's a seer, all right? And the only person who should lie to a seer is God, if God existed. These are not people that you can get things past. They may smile and nod at you, but they know. You can't hide much from these people, right? And it doesn't mean that they're a water sign. It could be somebody that's extremely intuitive, all right? And I do see Aries like this too. Like, you guys are freaking magical. My mom, I used to think she had an eye on the back of her head for years, and that's interesting. The hat I got on today, see, it's got an eye on it. You do have to be sensitive to people's emotions. The concern with the Queen of Cups coming up with the Emperor is that, again, it's like I'm saying, you have to be emotionally open, whether you're male or female, okay? Because you may be too standoffish and too harsh, all right? Which means like your perception here needs to be more towards positive rather than negative, all right? Like, I mean, you guys have wisdom behind you here, and you're gonna get some sort of wish that comes true. But the thing is, okay, you could have somebody around you that I don't know if it's like, for some of you, you have a wish, okay, or some sort of goal or ambition you want to do. It's going to happen, but it's going to be hard work. Like, I hate to break it to you. It's gonna, you're gonna run into some conflict, okay? But at no point can you give up. You got to keep pushing through it. The cards are saying you'll be successful, but it's not going to be easy. So it's like if you want a specific job, you got to fight for it. If you want a vacation, you really got to work towards saving money and budgeting and stuff like that. If you want to move, well, then you're really gonna have to like do research into the area you want. If you want a new, like, if you want a new emotional start in your relationship, then you really got to work towards that, which means, okay, if things are hard right now, then the way things you've been doing things, you know it doesn't work. So you got to change it in some manner. You know what I mean? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Okay? Like, so in order to get your wish, okay, like, because this is just people, no, this is just people harming each other, okay? And I feel like there's an energy that's coming through that's very tranquil. This is like, I'm just seeing like the hands going up, like they just want peace. It's weird, but it's what I got. And it's like, that's not just going to happen. You have to create that. So remove the things that no longer serve you, replace them with things that do serve you, and focus on 24 hours if you're having trouble reaching your goal. For those of you that have goals or are trying to do something new, it's not going to be easy. But you don't want it to be easy, because anything that's easy, it's usually not worth it in the end. Like, you have wisdom and knowledge. You're going to be guided through the process. The warning here is don't freeze over emotionally. Okay, like emotionally release things. And you guys have great intuition, so it's like you're going to have foresight, okay? And for some of you, I feel like this is like your children, okay? You may have one child that is like jealous of another child and is causing problems for them. And you can see that with the Ten of Wands, okay? Like, I'm getting like somebody's being blocked, all right? Like, and it's like if it's your child, you may have to sit down and talk to your child about it, right? Like, somebody may have, I feel like somebody may have even spoken to you about this, and it's like this person feels like you're not acknowledging them, all right? The Queen of Cups is the mother card, so you're going to have to treat people like they're your children. And again, I've said this before in quite a few readings over the past, I don't know, 3 years I've been on here. When you're having issues with people, people quite often diverge to being a child. All right, and that sounds odd, but everybody has childhood wounds, okay? Like, everybody does. Nobody's perfect. No such thing as perfect or normal. All right, what's normal and perfect to one is not to another. Life's full of irony. It's just the way it works. It sucks at times, but you know, it's also amusing at times. So if you're having issues with people, okay, then you need to treat them, look at them like they're a 4-year-old. Okay, what for those of you that are parents, you have experience in this area, so you'll be able to fix the situation a lot quicker than a person who doesn't have children, all right? Like, because you've probably, it's like what I'm seeing, it's kind of like when a child is brought home and you already have a child, that child starts to get jealous of the other one. There's some sort of scenario happening there. So those, I don't know if that's the actual scenario, but that's what I'm seeing. So it might be implying that, okay, if you are an adult that have had children, whatever problem you're having with people, you need to look at it as that. So you may be a boss and there's a new employee that came in and and they may be having problems because it, like, again, it's coming through. What I seen was a child being brought home and the older child like turning their back, like, no. And then like I'm seeing them taking things and hiding the baby stuff. So this could be like at work, it's saying that this scenario is going to play out. Or if you're moving to a new job, just be aware of that it could play out. That, you know, when you come in, it may cause some jealousy issues because you may be receiving attention because you're new, obviously, and somebody around you has a childhood issue, some sort of childhood trauma. There's a wound that they have that's being triggered by your presence. Or this could just be somebody around you is going through this. Now we do have I got Scorpio when I just looked at that card. There's a Scorpio that's really like holding on to their emotions. They're really trying hard to work through things. And I do feel like Aries, when you're around them, they are softer with you. I like really got this feeling with the Scorpio. It's like a deer in headlights. Like they're very lost, but they're really trying hard to work through things, and like they appreciate you in some manner. That is coming through. Do be nurturing with others and try to see things from a little bit of a different perspective. So like when problems are occurring, like the example I gave with the work scenario and a child being brought home, like those are two opposites situations, but one does overlap with the other. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Work looks good. I never worry about work for Aries. Those of you that do have spouses, it does look good. It looks like there's going to be bonding and partnership. Okay, like the thing is, communication will help you work together instead of doing things apart. Like that's the main message coming through here. Even with your friends, it's emotionally expressing yourself or being emotionally understanding towards them. You know, like hopefully that helped you guys out, and I will talk to you next month. Namaste and ciao for now.